Yeah,
Okay, so I'm welcoming you to our class for today. Yes. So we're going to be doing having our review class today. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to share my screen now and we're going to look at important things about the topics we've studied all through this particular section of our study. So yeah, I'm going to share my screen now and we will begin. So are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Good.
ready.
Good. So here, today's class has to do with you asking me questions, okay? If you do not understand any concept, ask me, okay? Ask me. Tell me, coach, when we talked about this topic, I felt I understood everything, but now it looks like I don't really understand it. So please explain. And guess what?
Yeah.
I will explain. So in our review, we're going to begin with different topics, okay? But we have them in different categories. We're going to start with the vocabulary part. We're
Yeah.
going to review the vocabulary part. So if you have pronunciation problems, you let me know. I'll pronounce with
Mhm.
you, I'll practice with you. Then we will have the grammar review. We will review the grammar aspect of things. We're going to review the modal verbs we've talked about, the two infinitives, and the rest of them. Then we're going to look at some activities we did when we studied the grammar part. Then we will practice for the speaking test.
Okay.
Okay? So I will ask you certain questions about, common questions we will ask during the speaking test. And you just do your thing. As long as you're composed, trust me, you're not going to have
Okay.
any problem. And
Yeah.
yeah, so since we're talking about review right now, one
Mhm.
feedback I'm going to give you with respect to speaking is this. For now, okay, you don't
Mhm.
necessarily have to make long sentences, okay?
Okay.
So when you want to answer certain questions, you could use short sentences,
Mhm.
but in each sentence, ensure you're passing a message across.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you about politics in America. How many political parties do you know that are
Mhm.
very powerful in the United States of America? You could
Mhm.
say, okay, thank you, coach. Um, I think we have two major political parties. Stop. Short sentence.
Mhm.
They include the Republican and the Democratic parties. Stop.
Okay.
You go on
Yeah.
again. The Republicans are this way. The Democrats are liberal. See? Short
Mhm.
sentences. You're not saying too much, you know, and you're saying a lot in short sentences, I mean. Okay? And
Mhm.
when you use short sentences, you don't make mistakes the way you would if you were making long
Mhm.
sentences. Do
Yeah.
you get it? So
Yeah.
we're going to try this method in our practice, and we're going to see what, we can do with it. Okay,
Yeah.
let's jump
Yeah.
right in. Okay, so we're going to start with the vocabulary revision. So it says work as individuals or divide the class into two teams. Each turn, the coach picks a student to assign a word from the list. You have to categorize the word to the correct word type to get 1 point. There will be three types: nouns, adjectives, and phrases. You also have to give the correct meaning of the word to get another point. Okay? So if you fail to categorize the word or fail to give the correct meaning of both, then you lose points since you don't have a full class. Okay?
Mhm.
So let's jump right in. So we have some words on the list. We have words like skier, pick someone's brain, talked me out of it, honeymoon, an election, and the rest of them. So we're going to see how these work. Okay? We're going to see how these work and how you can, make the best of it. So this is where you get to attempt. Now you have the pen on the screen. Okay? So we're going to use N for noun. Okay? So you're going to be using the pen. Please don't forget the pen is very important. So note your points, okay? You can use
Yeah.
it. Features open. So if you, for example, we have 3 categories. So for when you look at the word a honeymoon, if it's a phrase, you put P in front of
Yeah.
it. If it's an adjective, you put A in front of it. And if it's a noun, you put the word N in front of it. Okay? So we're going to find out if you understand the concept of phrases. If you're able to find out if you're able to understand when a word is an adjective or when a word is a noun. Okay? Then from your answers, I can tell if I have to review this aspect again with you. Okay? So let's dive
Yeah.
into it. Let's go. You can use the pen, please.
You can change the color of the pen.
Yes, go ahead. It's yours. You can use it anyhow you want.
But I don't know where to change. I see.
Okay. Yeah, the color is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My God. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah. So you can just go very fast. Okay.
Mm. Why don't we just say it,
Yeah.
pawn it as
It's a long
first.
list. So when
Yeah.
we do the correction, I want us to look at it one after the other so that you don't forget which you understand. That way, we're very clear when when we work on them.
I'm using a new device, so
Okay. Oh, sorry about that.
too
Sorry about
familiar
that.
with this.
So sorry about that.
My God, I haven't bought a mouse yet.
Oh, sorry, so sorry.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're doing great, actually. You're doing great.
So can I ask you a question?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, a price that have more than one work is a noun price. For example, is this a price? Noun
Yeah,
price, is this?
yes. A
Yes, it's
noun
a
phrase
price,
is
right?
a type of phrase. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. While a noun can also stand as a noun. So
Yeah.
there's a difference between the noun and the noun phrase. So that's what we want to check here.
I'm sorry.
No, no worries. I am able to see. If I'm not able to see, I'll let you know. I'm following. Don't worry. So we just have this part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have one more, manual dexterity. Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, good job. Okay. Okay, so good job with your work. Now we're going to look at the review. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you have a lot written here. So
Mhm.
we're going to clear this out. Then we're going to look at them one by one, okay? So can you clear out for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Erase, right?
Yes, yes. Just erase them all.
Mhm.
Okay. So from the list, we have some words that are translated for easy understanding. Yeah. Now, this is important because when you speak, you need to know what you're utilizing. Yeah. Don't forget when you're communicating with someone, you need the person to understand you clearly, right? And you need to use the right terms in order for the person to get the message in a clear way. So this is very important. Now let's look at this. On our list, we have more words that fall under the category of the noun, right? And we have the adjective space and the phrases, yeah? So when we look at this, yeah? Number one, we have the word skier, okay? So on your list, you're correct. You picked skier as a noun. We also have the word common sense, although you picked common sense as a phrase. Here, common sense refers to an ideology. Remember, the noun is a name of a person, animal, place, or thing or idea, right? So an idea that that comes to mind, right? Can be said to be a noun, right? Now the combination we have here of common sense refers to a person's knowledge about things around them, right? And the way the person relates. So it's the name given to a way of thinking. So it is a noun. We move to the other part, manual dexterity. Now, here it has to do with the ability to um to do something extraordinarily, I think, an extraordinary way of doing things. Okay? But this time it's with reference to a manual way. Okay? A manual, special way of doing stuff, right? So it's a name given to a way of doing things, right? Now, if I were to look at your list, you picked that as
Phrase.
as a phrase, right? Manual dexterity. Yeah, you picked that as a phrase.
You know
Okay.
why I'm do that? Why do I do that?
Okay, can you explain to me? Yeah.
Because I see the word manual is I think that is adjective. So an adjective be following by a noun. So I think that's it. Noun phrase.
Okay. Oh, I see. I see. Now, I think we're going to move to the phrase. Let's look at the
Yeah.
phrase first. So
Yeah.
understanding the phrase will also help us understand this aspect, right? So now look at this. Set off fireworks. Now, this is it's more like a sentence about to form, right?
So now I think that a phrase. No, I know that a phrase has
Yeah.
a
A group
verb.
of words.
A group of verb, but they have a verb.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're built around a verb. So when you have something like that, it's called a noun phrase. When it's built around
Okay.
a group of words that point to a noun, that's what you refer to as a noun phrase, right? So if you look at fireworks here, okay, fireworks is what we'll call, stuff that goes, up in the sky and gives you beautiful lights.
Yeah.
Now, here, there is an action to it. It's telling us to set off fireworks. We need to set them off, put them on, and let them, explode. So this has left the double region of just naming something, and this has an action attached to it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. To set off means to put something on, to get something in action. Yeah. So look at the next, which wish each other well. You have the word wish, you have each other, you have well. So it's not pointing out at something, it's pointing out you doing something, right? Talked me out of it. right? Talked me. It means someone had to explain to me, an action was carried out on me, right? Then to pick someone's brain. To pick someone's brain, it's a verbal phrase that talks about you checking to know if someone is knowledgeable about something.
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. So it's more, you'll see more of actions, things going on here, despite the fact it's not a complete sentence, but it has it has meaning to it, right?
Yeah.
It has meaning to it. And most of the time it has actions. It has someone doing something. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you come to the now aspect, it has to do with words that tell you about something. It's not describing the thing, it's telling you about the name of the thing, right? Just as we said, and now is the name, what we call a concept, what we call an idea, what we call a person, what we call an occupation. For example, groom. We call
Yeah.
a man who just got married or who is about to get married, the groom, right?
Yeah.
And the bride is a woman who is about to get married, right? Yes. So that's the name. Now, when we say mosquito nets, it's the name of the item. The item that takes away mosquitoes from your bed is a mosquito net, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Then we have newlyweds. Newlyweds is the word or the name we call people who just got married.
Yeah.
See? Seasonal. When we say something is seasonal, what are we trying to say? It's the name of the concept we give when something happens according to the climate change. See that? Then when we say qualifications, we're talking about a documentation a person receives after gaining experience or receiving training. Okay? So everything we have here has to do with naming a concept, a thing, or an idea. Then we move to the area where we have adjectives. Now,
Yeah.
this is where you have, what is an adjective? Adjectives are words that describe, we call them describing words, right? Words that help us give more description, more explanation about something. Okay?
Yeah.
So for example, here we have, what is the main word we're describing here? Technology, right? We're
Yeah.
saying high technology. So high tech means whatever technology we're talking about, it's not small, it's not mediocre, it is high, it is the best. Okay? Then we have state of the art. State of the art is a description we use for something that has everything, that has met all the requirements when it has to do with standards. Okay? So, oh, this is a state-of-the-art equipment for, stargazing. It means it was created to give the best value, and it's not usually cheap. It's usually expensive. Okay? Then we have words like novel. Now, the word novel has its context, okay? We have novel as a book, a genre,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Genre of books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the main word here? Book. What type of book is it? It's a novel,
Yeah.
okay? And what are novels? Novels are books that tell stories, real stories or fiction stories, right? So that's why you have it in this category. It's a type of book. So the aspect we're explaining here is the type of book. I don't know this in Vietnamese, but
Yeah.
it explains something, right? So what concept does this explain to you?
The translation, it means a new thing. Yeah.
It means a new thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's why it's here, because it's describing the type of book in a
Yeah.
particular way. Okay, so we have the next word here, breathtaking. Breathtaking. Oh, I had a breathtaking experience when I climbed on, when I got to the top, when I got to the top of the Fasiparn mountain, I think. Yes, it was a breathtaking experience. Now, we are describing the feeling
Yeah.
we got when we reached the top. Breathtaking tells you, oh, it was a wow experience, like the best experience ever.
Yeah.
Okay? Then we have dry. It's already describing the state of the particular thing. Dry, arid, means something that lacks water. Okay? Yeah.
Clear.
So is this clear? Do you have any question?
No, it's clear.
It's clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's move just a minute. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part. So we're going to move on to the grammar part, okay? So if you notice, we had multiple words there that talked about different aspects of our study, okay? But before we go, is there any word you want me to, you don't really understand and you need me to explain it or pronounce it? Everything is
Yeah, everything is okay. My responsibility is just remember that.
okay to remember that. Okay, so I'm going to give you an easy way to remember, okay? So when
Yeah.
you think about phrases, think about the fact that it has to do with the combination of words. Okay, combination of words that mostly speak to carrying out an action. Okay, or it's focused on a subject. Okay, or
Yeah.
a combination of words that tell about, that talk about a particular thing, but it's not a singular word. Then when you get to the adjectives, you think about describing words.
Yeah.
Ask yourself the question, is this word describing something? What is it describing? And how is it doing that? That way, when you're able to answer that question, you will remember it's an adjective. Then when you look at it now, ask yourself the question, is it naming something? Is it naming an idea? Is it naming a concept? Is it naming a person? Is it naming a place? Okay? So when
Yeah.
you're able to, you know, when you're able to agree that it's naming something, a concept or something or whatever, then you make your pick. So let's move on to the grammar revision. So we're going to start with a grammar quiz. Okay. Don't worry, it's not going to be very difficult. Okay, so let's play the grammar quiz. Okay, so let's see where we're going. Okay. This is the
Can you make it bigger?
Oh no, oh no, oh no. We're gonna have a little challenge here because I'm not signed in. Okay, we're gonna come back to this quiz. Okay, we're gonna go back to that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to that quiz, but for now, let's because I need to move that to another browser in order for me to have access to it. Or we're still gonna use it, but this time, um, please hold on. Let
Yeah.
me see. Let's see. No questions. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. No. Enter the code to join. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move this somewhere else and I'll try to share it again. Sorry about this.
Don't worry.
Okay, thank you for your kind understanding. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna send this to you. Probably you're gonna do it on your own, right? So it's not agreeing with my browser right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite the permission I have, it's not, and I'm finding it difficult to translate it, so it's fine. So we're just gonna move on to the next part, okay? We'll just skip that
Okay.
for the time being. I'll get the link and I'll send that to you, okay? So for now, let's just follow the slides. Okay, so for our grammar revision, we have our topics, okay? All the topics we've looked at so far. We're going to start with the first one, okay? And that's topic one, okay? So we're going to look at what topic one has to offer. We're going to look at the review practice. It says work in pairs to write what each person said he or she was going to do. Remember, we practiced how to use going to. Remember?
Yeah.
So it says write what each person said he or she was going to do. So our
Yeah.
task here is to find out what a person said they were going to do. Was
Yeah.
going. So this is Huh? Right? Is it?
Huy.
Oh, Hui. So
Yeah.
Hui
Yeah.
said he was going to,
Mm.
okay? So Danny said, I'm going to. Alex said, I'm going to apply. Naomi said, I'm going to find a husband. Kevin said, I'm going to marry Vivian, right? I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to travel to Korea. Here, we're using going to. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Good. So when you say, I am going to, what are you going to? Stop smoking.
Yeah.
I'm going to law school. I'm going to find a husband. Now, if you follow the format, you know you have the verb after
Yeah.
going to, right? We have stop,
Yeah.
we have apply, we have to find, find, I mean. You have marry, you have buy, you have travel.
Mm.
So whenever you use going to, you have your be verb,
Mm.
going to, and your verb base. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Good. So let's look at the description. I'm going to stop smoking. What did Danny say he's going to do? He said he was going to stop smoking, right?
Yeah.
In the past tense form. So let's look at that. Let's go from number 2. We're moving from what the person said they were going to do. We're now going to report it in the past. Okay?
Yeah.
Using was going to. So what he
Yeah.
said he was going to do, I want you to say it in the past. Let's go.
Mm. Okay.
We've done for Danny, right? You can start from Danny. Let's go.
Okay. So Alex said he was going to apply to law school.
Good job. Let's go.
Naomi said Naomi said she was going to find a husband. Kevin said he was going to marry Vivian. Michael said she or he.
Michael is the name of a man or a boy.
Yeah, he was going to buy a car.
Good job.
Lisa said she was going to travel to Korea.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, so we're going to move on. We're going to move on to the next part, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to look at future in the past using was, were, going to.
Mm.
Future in the past using was, were, going to. So let's look at this. How do we use it? Let's quickly look at that, okay? So we express and ask about past intentions and plans that changed with was, were going to. Now, don't forget, past intentions that changed.
Yeah.
Okay? There was a plan to do something, but at the end of the day, it did not happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what we're going to review, okay? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's look at some examples. I was going to get married, but what happened?
But I didn't.
I didn't. They were going to study art, but what happened? They didn't. Was cow going to take?
Khoa.
Can you pronounce that again?
Khoa.
Kwa. Okay. Kwa. Was Kwa going to take the course? Was he?
He wasn't.
Was he going to take it? Yes, he
Uh,
was.
no, he wasn't.
He wasn't, right? Yeah. So were you going to study with Dr. Doc Wynn?
Uh, no, I no, I wasn't.
Okay. So
Yeah.
where were they going to work? In Hanoi, right? Who was
Mm-hmm.
going to teach the class? Miss Anne. So this is just a quick rundown of
Mm-hmm.
things. Now we're going to look at how we use would. Remember, we said wasn't were going to. Plans that changed did not happen. Now we're looking at how we want to use would. The past of what? Will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus the verb base to express plans and intentions that change, but only in a now clause following verbs such as thought, believed, or said. We're going to look at how it works with an example. She thought she would be a doctor. But what happened? Something happened. She changed her mind. Okay? She
Yeah.
changed her mind. She thought she would become a doctor, but somehow she changed her mind, right?
Yeah.
We always believed they would get married, but it's quite unfortunate they never did, right? So here we're seeing how we're using thought, would, believed, would, okay? They said they would pay for their daughter's study, but what happened? They didn't. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Good. So these are just ways we use would. Okay? In addition to said, believed, and thought.
Mm.
Okay? Thought. Now
Yeah.
let's move on. We need to note some things. You can also use was and were going to in a now clause after thought, believed, or said. They said they were going to arrive before noon, but what happened? They didn't. So we're using them here with would, but the note here is telling us we can still use them with was and were in a now clause after thought. Here we use said, right? They said they were going to arrive. She thought she was going to be a doctor. We always believed they were going to get married. But what happened? They didn't. Okay? So this is
Yeah.
how we use thought, believed, and said with would.
Yeah.
And this is how we use them with said, thought, and believed when we're using was and were going to.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Yes. So I think we're going to look at modal verbs. Okay? We're
Yeah.
looking at modal verbs. We discussed about this in the past, right? So let's look at this. Now, this is taking us to Quizlet. I'll send this to you. You'll review that on your own. But let's look at the structure. I'll just describe the structure here. Now, look at this. When we want to make positive sentences using modal verbs, it is
Yeah.
formed by having the subject, the modal verb, and the verb base.
Yeah.
Okay? When
Okay.
we're forming negative statements, we add not to what we already have, which is the subject, modal verb, not, and the verb base. Then when we are forming questions, we start with the modal verbs followed by the subject and the verb base. Now let's look at examples. Now look at the list of modal verbs that we have. We have can, could, may, might, must. An example, no one can do it. No one can do it. He could solve the math problem quickly. He could do it. They may go to the park later in the afternoon. Might, it might rain tomorrow, so bring an umbrella. Must, he must finish his homework before he goes out to play. Now, when you listen to the examples here, what comes to mind? The role they play, right? Now, when you listen to this sentence, having must, it tells you it's an obligation. It's important. It's necessary. Okay? He must, based on obligation, finish his homework before he goes out to play. So there's a requirement. Must brings in that responsibility where he has to do something in order for him to play later. So he has to finish before playing. The responsibility here is for him to finish his homework. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now,
I see.
might, when we look at this sentence, it might rain tomorrow, so bring an umbrella. Here, you're trying to predict. You're trying to predict the weather condition for tomorrow. And you are not certain. Your level of certainty is not very high. So you're just saying to be forewarned is to be forearmed, right?
Yeah.
In case it rains, you'll need an umbrella. So be careful. See that? So is it going to rain tomorrow? I'm not very sure, but there's a probability it might rain. So might here is pointing to that probability that that the rain may occur. Do you get it? Now, they may go to the park later in the afternoon. Here, it speaks about permission. Okay? They may go to the park later. Not now, but later. Okay? So here, may is speaking to permission. Okay? Now, he could solve the math problem quickly. Here is talking about ability. Okay? The ability of a person to do something. Okay? Can is also doing the same thing. But the both of them are not in the same category, right? Can says no one can do it. In other words, nobody in this place has the ability to do this. Here, this person is saying, if this person is given the opportunity, he could do it. Right? If the opportunity presents itself, the probability of this person solving it quickly comes to play. So he could do it. He could solve the math problem quickly if only he had the opportunity to, right? Yeah. So it also speaks to ability, but, to a particular degree.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's look at the others. We have shall. Shall we go to the park tomorrow? Shall. Here, we're using the modal verb as a question, right? I will visit my grandmother next week. Now here, shall is portrayed as a request here, right? For permission. Shall we go to the park tomorrow? You have the opportunity. It's like a formal request. Most of the time when people use shall, they use it when they talk to superiors or people they hold in high esteem. Yeah? And I think this is used mostly in British English. Oh, shall we go? Maybe you're talking to your superior or something. You use, oh, please, sir, shall we go in now? See? So at the office, this is a kind of formal tone you use, right? To seek for permission. So if the person is saying, oh, yes, we shall. Yeah, we should do that. Yeah, we should do that, okay? Or no, we cannot do that. I'm busy, okay? Whatever, it's to seek for permission. So the person can say yes or no, right? Given there is an explanation. And most of the time in English language, it's said that when a person asks, it's important you respond and also give explanation. It's a polite way of, explaining yourself. Then we have will. I will visit my grandmother next week. Is speaking to intention, plans. Okay? Is speaking to planning. I plan to visit my grandmother next week. I've already made that plan. I want to do it. So I will visit her. It has become a future plan for me. Okay, would. She will travel to Paris someday. Now here, you're wishing, wishful thinking. You're speaking hypothetically, right? In other words, someday in the future, whoever this person is, they will try their best to travel, right? Okay, then we have should. It speaks to instruction and most of the time obligation, okay? Where you should eat your vegetables to stay healthy. You should do it. It's a requirement. It's a responsibility that you should take up on yourself for your health, okay? Sometimes it will showcase itself as advice, right? But this time it's a necessary kind of advice. You should eat it. A requirement for you. Okay. Then we have the negative form of each of this. Can, cannot. You can use the contracted form as can't. Could not, couldn't. Will not, won't. Would not, wouldn't. Should not, shouldn't. Must not, mustn't. Okay? So let's look at how we use them. Although I've explained them briefly, but let's look at how we use them. Can, could expresses ability. Ability to do something. Yeah? Must, should, could, advice. Okay? Share advice. Sometimes the advice could be obligatory. Okay? Then we have obligation and necessity. We have must also. See? You see, must is playing the double role here. Okay? Then we have certainty and possibility. You're sure, you're not sure. You believe it can happen, it may not happen. We use will, would, can, could, may, might. For certainty, you're sure or you're not sure. It's possible or it's not possible. Okay? These are the modal verbs we use to express them So when you speak to a person and you use this, they know your state of mind. They know that you're not sure about something. They know from your statement that you're giving advice. They know that you're saying it's necessary they do something. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at perfect modals. Why do we need perfect modals? Why do we use them, right? We use perfect modals to express feelings and beliefs about past actions and events. Always remember feelings, beliefs, past actions, events. These are key to your use. Now let's find out how we use them. For perfect modals, we have may, might, have, must have, could have. May, might, have. Now, whenever you talk about the perfect tense, what is the indicator? Have. Have.
Yeah, plus V3.
Good. Yes. Yes. So now,
Biết
for
have
you to
còn
have the perfect modal,
yeah,
you need the modal itself with the indicator of the perfect tense, yeah? Working
yeah,
together. So you have may have, might have, must have, could have, should have. Okay? Now let's start with possibility. Is something possible? Can you see that? You use may, might. If it's negative, you have not, have, may not have, then your V3, your past participle. Okay? I may have failed the exam. It was difficult. How did it happen? The possibility of it happening was because the exam was difficult. Okay? He may or might not have been able to make a living as a painter because probably painters don't earn enough, right? So, possibility. We're trying to give reasons to justify the reason why something happened, okay? Now let's look at conclusion, drawing conclusions. If this happened, it means something must have triggered it, yeah? Or something led to it. So let's see how to draw conclusions. Express conclusions about something the speaker thinks have happened in the past. Must have, must not have, the past participle. So Vanessa is not here. She must have gone home early. I think that's what happened, right? The reason why she's not here is because she's on her way home, right? Now, they didn't buy the house. The price must not have been acceptable. That's the reason why you feel it happened. So we are able to draw conclusions using must. Must have, must not have. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's move on to ability. Ability. Okay? Ability or possibility. You're able to do something, right? He was the driver. He could have prevented the accident. In other words, you are the driver of the car. You have the experience, right? You have the experience. So you should have done everything possible to prevent the accident because you have the ability to. See, the museum was closed, but she couldn't have known that. So we made it close. But we're feeling that she did not have that ability to guess it right because she did not know about it. So that's a part. Then we have the part for regrets or judgment. So how do we express regrets? Right? I remember you did a video talking about your regrets for this particular part, right? Good.
Shocked. Shocked.
Good. I should have not have done that. Right? Good. So I should have studied medicine, but unfortunately I didn't. Remember when I should have, played the violin, but I didn't because I did not have enough time, right?
Yeah.
She shouldn't have divorced men, but unfortunately she did. Yeah. So this is how we express regrets or judgments, okay? Then certainty, you are sure of something, right? Or you're not sure of something. Would have. I would have done it if I had known. I mean, I'm good at this. If I knew it was going to be very easy, I should have done it. Or I would have done it. Okay, you should have gone to Halong. You would have loved it. See? Should have, would have. They're very important when you talk about certainty. It's good he broke up with Lynn. They would not have been happy together. They wouldn't have been happy together. So they're sure that the final result, they were very sure about it. So there's no need to just push it. It will end in a disaster anyway. See? Good. So let's have a review practice. From the statements below, find the relative clauses, relative pronouns, and the nouns. Remember we did this, right? We took our time to do this in our previous class. Thanksgiving is a celebration that takes place in November. Takes place in November. The relative clause, that, remember we have our marker, that takes place in November. Now, where's our pronoun? Our relative pronoun, that, okay? And where is the noun? The celebration, okay? Can you still remember this? You need us to look deeply into this, or is that okay to refresh you? Okay, so let's practice. Let's go with Ramadan.
Ramadan is a religious tradition that begins on a different day every year. So the relative clause is that begins on a different day every year.
Okay, then where's our pronoun?
Relative pronoun is that, and the noun is a religious tradition.
Religious tradition. Good job, Aurora. Good job. Good job. Okay, Chuseok.
Chuseok is a Korean seasonal holiday that celebrates the yearly harvest. So relative pronouns is that celebrates the yearly harvest. Relative pronouns is that, and the noun is Korean seasonal holiday.
Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job. I'm so proud of you right now. I'm so proud of you right now. Let's go.
The woman who designed those amazing costumes for the parade is really talented. So the creative clause is who decide those amazing costumes for the parade is really talented.
Okay. So where
So
is it?
the relative pronouns is who and the noun is woman.
Oh my God. I'm just busting forth with pride. You remembered when you talk about things, you use that. When you talk about a person, you use who. Good job. Good job. Okay, so let's go. So we have the woman who designed this amazing costumes. Okay, good job. We have more. Let's go.
The celebrations that take place in Brazil during Carnival are really wide. The creative clause is that take place in Brazil during Carnival are really wide.
Okay. So here you pronounce this as wild because I'm hearing wide. If you say
Wide.
wide, this is
Yeah.
wide,
Mhm.
but this is wild.
Wild.
Yes, wild.
Yeah.
As in
Wild.
child,
Wild.
wild,
Child.
child,
Yeah.
wild, child.
Wild. Wild.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
And
then,
the relative pronouns is that, and the noun is celebrations.
yeah. Okay, good job. Let's go. Number 5.
People who remember April Fool's Day every April the 1st have a lot of fun. Relative, relative, no, relative clause is who remember April Fool's Day every April the 1st have a lot of fun.
Oh,
And relative pronoun is who, and the nouns is people.
okay, good job. Good job. Good job. Let's go. I think this should be the last one. Let's go.
The Dragon Boat Festival in China is a holiday that takes take in relative pronouns, no, relative clause, and relative pronouns is that and holiday. A holiday is a noun.
Okay. Okay, good job. Good job. Okay. So you did great. You did great. So we're going to look at the clause. Remember, we talked about clauses, right? So we're just quickly going to look at this because of time. Yeah, the time is
Yeah.
fast spent and you need to go to bed. Okay? So yeah. So what is a clause? A clause is any group of words that contains both a subject and a verb.
Verb. Yeah. Verb.
Okay? A subject and a verb. Now, an example, the sun shines brightly. The cat sleeps on a couch. Find the clause in these two sentences.
Mhm. She walked to a park. It's a clause.
She walked to the park.
It's a
Okay?
clause.
Okay. Then the second one,
She felt much happier.
she felt much happier. Okay? So here it just talked about her feeling, right? So explain to
Yeah.
me your answer for this part. Let's look at this. throw more light on your answer.
Yeah.
You get it now, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so we had both parts. It's not just about one aspect because we have she walked to the park here. And she's the subject, right?
Yeah.
And the verb here tells us she walked, right? And she felt too. She also felt something, right? She's a subject here and she felt something.
So the clause after she walked to the park is a time clause, right?
Sorry?
The clause
Yeah.
after she walked to the park,
Yes,
is
that's
it a
one.
time clause?
That's one. Then we have
Yeah.
she felt much happier as another one.
Yeah, but the first one with the word after,
She
so
walked. Yeah, so
no, no,
having after here is just telling us
yeah,
the timeline that it happened.
so that is time clause, right?
Yes, it's telling us the timeline. So whatever happened here happened after she had walked to the park. Okay?
Yeah.
So she walked to the park first, then she felt much happier.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's go on. So let's look at a very small challenge. Can you find the difference between two clauses? She walked to the park, and after she walked to the park.
The first one is a independent clause, and the
Okay.
second one is dependent clause.
Yes, because of its meaning, right?
Yeah.
The full, we don't have the full meaning because this is depending on something else to give it its full meaning, right? Good. So let's go. So the independent clause, as you said, you're correct, is she walked to the park. It's complete in itself. She walked to the park. I don't need more information about this, right? It's complete in itself. A person went to the park. But here, after she walked to the park, I need more information. See? After she walked to the park, what happened? I have the question, what happened? Did something happen to her? So it needs more. It needs to get more. So this, to be dependent means to rely on something for help. To be independent means you can stand alone. Okay? So, yeah. So let's move on. The independent clause can stand alone as a sentence. This is your major marker. Okay? You should always remember this. A dependent clause cannot be used alone, and it needs to join an independent clause to have meaning. So you need support when it comes to the dependent clause. The dependent clause needs subordinating conjunctions to connect to the independent clause. It needs words like after, although, because, before, since, when, while, if, even, though. We have though, even though, and though, okay? Even though, sorry, and though. So it needs support. Now, in order for it to get support, you need these tools, this subordinating conjunctions to help it attach itself to the independent clause. Now let's look at an example of an independent clause. Next Tuesday will be my first day at my new job. If the interview goes well, next Tuesday will be my first day at my new job. See? Now, let's look at the dependent part of it. Next Tuesday will be my first day at my new job. It's okay. But if you work with this, if the interview goes well, what will happen, right? My question here is, what will happen? Or what happens next? You always ask that question, what? What's next? So you have to add this to this in order for it to have completeness, like this. So next Tuesday will be my first day at my new job. Oh, congratulations. That's good, you know? Now I come in, I say, if the interview goes well, okay, give me more information. Then next thing that happens is this. Tuesday will be my first day at work. See it? So let's go. Let's look at the relative clause. So the relative clauses identify or describe people or things. You should know that, okay? Relative clauses, their job, identify. It'll point out, it'll pick out the main thing, right? It'll point at something. So identify means to find the identity of someone or something, yeah? The job of something in the sentence. Then it will describe it. So if it's not identifying, it is describing. Relative clauses follow after, now you need to note this down. They follow after a noun or pronoun to describe that noun or pronoun. So relative clauses follow after a noun or pronoun. And when they follow, their job is to identify or describe. Relative clauses about people start with relative pronouns such as who for people, that. Now, how do we use, what's that?
That is
for things, right?
Yeah.
Good.
People also.
Yes, we also use
Right.
it for people too, but this time not directly to the person. This is the woman that something happened to her. Yeah? So use that, not who, for relative clauses that describe things. So you must use that for things. You only use who for people. Okay? We also use that when we're describing something that has to do with a person, right? When it has to do with a person, when we need to describe, we can use that. But for things, we cannot use who. Yeah, good. So let's go. A mariachi singer is someone who or that sings traditional Mexican music. A mariachi singer is someone that sings traditional Mexican music. We're describing what she sings, right? She sings traditional Mexican music. Now, Carnival is a great holiday for people who, remember, people who or people that like parades. Thanksgiving is a celebration. Do we use who here? No. We use that. It's a celebration. It's not a person. So Thanksgiving is a celebration that takes place when? In November. Okay, so we have more and more to review. So this is what I'm going to ask. Do you have any questions so far?
Until now, no.
No, right? Good. So don't forget, for the relative clause, you use that and not who for describing things, and you use who, and you can also use that for people. Okay? Yeah. So we're going to stop here because of time. I know it's already
You know,
very late. Yes, we have to stop
you
here.
know, I'm actually good at more than the skills of English.
Sorry, can you take that again? I did not hear you clearly.
Yeah, I said that, to be honest, I'm good at grammar more than other three skills of
Oh,
English.
oh, really? Okay. So you're very good with the grammar, right?
So
Yeah. And guess what?
so
Go
yeah.
on, go on, go on.
With revision lesson, I think whenever I receive your link, I have an app, I have a grammar app in my
Okay.
cell phone, so I can do it. That's
Okay.
why I said that I need time to practice.
Okay, to practice. I see. I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a,
So
a
I've
lot a
already
lot of
sent you the link.
exercise. Yeah,
I've sent you the link already.
yeah,
Yeah. So you just check the link I
mhm,
sent you. You have everything there for your
yeah,
review, including the quiz.
yeah.
It's there. So um I know you're very good with grammar, but if I were to
I'm
advise,
not very good.
yeah, but to an
Yeah, not
extent,
very
to an
good
ex
because
to an extent, you're good.
yeah,
So what I will say is this: instead of going back to practice how it is
yeah,
used, in just exercises, how about you practice how you use them when you speak? I think that's more
uh,
important here because
yeah,
it's one thing to know that, oh, you need to use that and who, but when you don't use it when you speak,
yeah,
it's not valuable. So instead of just going to, oh, okay, the now clause is this, the axis of that question. If I am to talk about something, how do I use the now clause?
yeah,
Yes. So I think this is where you need to, focus. Focus on how to use relative clauses to talk about events.
yeah,
Practice using um your your independent and dependent clauses when you want to describe something that happened. Okay? Use your modals when you want to, talk about how you feel, or when you want to tell people about your experiences with other people. He told me that I could use his bike for a week, but little did I know that he was going to change his mind. See? So try to use them in real life situations. That way, it'll, number one, your confidence will increase because this time you know what you're saying. You know why you're saying what you're saying. You're not just speaking without understanding. Now you understand what you need to say. So, for example, you could ask yourself a question. If I were to talk about my wedding, my dream wedding, can I use everything here in one way or the other, you know, just to communicate properly? That's how I want you to work. I want you to work in such a way that you're utilizing everything you've learned in expressing yourself, because that's going to be the major place of focus.
So, do you think that I need to practice writing with the grammar first and speaking?
So I think you should practice speaking more because to an extent you're good with the grammar. So, and one thing you should also know is this: while you're practicing speaking, you're also practicing grammar. It's the same thing. But when you're practicing only the grammatic part and you're not practicing speaking, you're only taking mental notes. But this time, as you use it, you're doing the two at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, good. So we're going to look at, I'm going to send you this slide, okay, after the class. You can look at how some of the activities were created here, how you can talk about mixed statements that help you use the perfect modals. Okay? Yes, I have more activities. So for example, my brother never got married. So here, why? What happened to him? He might have prioritized his career over settling down. Reason. See? So if I ask you to tell a story about a man who never got married, you know how to do that using this.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I met a man who never got married. Maybe he chose not to because he might have prioritized his career over settling down. Or maybe he must have had specific personal reasons for not wanting to get married. I'm really surprised at him, but that is the man who made up his mind to never get married. See? So try to use them in real situation. Imagine something. Would have, could have.
Yeah.
Okay? Were to. Remember, we talked about were to. If I were to travel, I would travel to Spain. Okay? So I needed to just take our time, focus on speaking practice. That way you will also practice grammar.
Okay.
We have more activities here, list of holidays. You could choose to talk about the New Year's Eve. If I were to ask you about the New Year's Eve, how would you talk about it? Tet holiday is the biggest holiday that takes place on the first day of January in the lunar calendar. Tell me how you celebrate the Lunar New Year in your family. Now, this is a practical way for you to talk about it using your relative clauses to describe the holiday. Do you get it? For
Yeah, I got it.
example, the Ramadan holiday is a holiday that takes place when? On different dates every year. See? The Tet holiday is a special holiday that takes place on different dates every year, right? Because it
Exactly.
follows the lunar calendar. You don't have a specific day for it. So it just depends on how the calendar rotates, right? Then the date is picked. Use your relative clause, the independent and independent clause combined to express. Okay? I have more examples here. On Monday, you bought a new Blendini sports car because its advertising said it was very economical. However, on Friday, you read this headline in the newspaper. Blendini company fined for lying about statistics. Car uses more fuel than all others for its class. If I had seen this, talk about it.
Yeah.
If I had seen this earlier, I would have purchased.
Bought
I would have
the car.
I would have gotten another car. I would have purchased something else.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So these are activities, that you can use to express yourself. Okay. Now, the speaking test preparation. Okay. So we have links here to vocabulary. You can talk about holidays. You can talk about technology. You can talk about politics. Okay. These are common words. Okay. That you can use to prepare. So we did great today, right? Yeah. I was able to remind you, we're able to review certain things. And I believe that with good practice, you would do this well because number one, you did the video assignment. I've given you a review on your video assignment, remember? Yeah. Now you can make it better. So what you did with the video assignment, you can take to the next level. You could give yourself a different topic and watch, record yourself, listen to the way you speak, then take note and make corrections. Now
Yeah.
you have tools you can use, right? You could just put your video on ChatGPT and ask it to correct your mistakes. And it will do that. Then you can repeat the video several times until then when it reviews the video for you, you can look in between. Did I use the right words here? When I was talking, was I trying to portray? Was I speaking to obligation? Was I talking about my obligation? Was I talking about something I was certain about? You can ask yourself questions. Okay. So this is how I would like you to prepare for this test. Okay. You're going in.
So we will study lesson 19 on Friday.
Yes, we will.
Mm.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday
Yeah.
will be the test, right?
Yes. So what I'm going to
Okay.
do is this on Monday, I will send you the link to the written test, okay, where you have to pick options, okay? You will do that on your own. I will see your review, okay, later. Yeah. Then what we're going to do during the test class is for us to handle all the questions for the speaking test.
Okay.
And that means we have to be very fast. Remember, our first test, we did that in 2 lessons. So, and I think your internet has improved ever since then. Remember, we had network problems, we had lots of challenges. I'm hoping this next one, we're not going to have those problems. Okay. So, and above all, Aurora, I am not worried about your performance because you have actually improved. You have improved
Yeah.
ever since the last test. So I am not worried at all. I know you're going to do great with this one. So just do everything you need
Thanks.
to do to build that confidence I know you already have. And just come and make me proud. Okay. So what I'm expecting for this test is, as the academic unit watch your video, they're like, oh my God, she's speaking well. She's doing great. Oh, yay. See, I'm expecting you to make me proud.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm also expecting
Yeah.
you to make yourself proud. You can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me let you go so that you can take our time to rest. It's time to say goodbye.
Okay. Bye
Goodbye.
bye. See you soon.
See you soon. See you on Friday. Okay.